Hello back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie entitled Colombiana. Let's get straight into the storyline. In 1992, in Bogota, Colombia, two drug kingpins, Don Luis and Don Fabio, were having a serious conversation in one of Don Luis' houses. At that time, Fabio said he was going to leave his life of crime and wanted to start a new life with his family.
I want to miss you. And I'm going to miss you.
Fabio then gave a flash disk with their business information to Don Luis and claimed that he did not have a copy of the information on the flash disk. Luis seemed to accept Fabio's decision to retire from the cartel, but deep down he was certain that Fabio had copies of important information related to their business, which could be a threat in the future.
Adios, Fabio. Adios.
Therefore, after Fabio left, Don Luis immediately ordered his trusted son Marco to kill Fabio and his family.
Kill this motherfucker.
Meanwhile, Fabio, who had anticipated Don Luis' actions, returned home.
Now we'll get out of here at the most. Vámonos!
Upon arriving, he gave a flash drive containing information about Don Luis' drug empire to Catalia, his 9-year-old daughter. He also gave Catalia the address of someone in Chicago who would look after her if her parents died.
And this will keep you safe. Like Catalina, our kid. That's why I named you Catalina.
Soon after, Don Luis' men attacked Fabio's residence. They managed to kill all of Fabio's men and murdered Fabio and his wife right in front of Catalina, who was sitting quietly. Marco then approached Catalina and demanded the whereabouts of the flash drive.
Now, your father had something that belonged to Don Luis. It's a small thing, not bigger than this. You know who Don Luis is.
But Catalina bravely cut Marco's hand and ran away.
You killed Don Luis.
From the way Catalina escaped Don Luis' men, it was clear that the little girl had been taught and trained by her father to anticipate dangerous situations. After successfully escaping, Catalina went to the United States Embassy.
You say you have something for us, sweetie?
She was granted entry into the United States and given a new identity after handing the flash drive to the embassy staff.
Do you know what this is?
Yes. My passport.
Although American officials attempted to transfer her into the foster care system, Catalina tried to find a person in Chicago her late father had mentioned.
Chicago. It's not just down the street, you know?
How much?
Catalina finally arrived in Chicago and found a man named Emilio, who turned out to be her uncle.
There's a girl looking for you. Her name is Catalina.
Emilio was relieved and happy to see his niece.
You're safe.
He then took Catalina to his home, where her grandmother welcomed her warmly.
This is your home.
Very talented. Is this what you want to be, an artist?
I want to be a killer.
The next day, Emilio enrolled Catalina in a nearby school, but Catalina refused. Instead, she asked her uncle to train her to be an assassin. Emilio agreed on one condition. She had to be a smart assassin, which meant continuing her education.
You gotta learn to understand how to be psychological. And I cannot teach you that unless you learn the basics at school.
15 years later, 2 police officers were seen enjoying their lunch in a car. Shortly after, their car was hit by another vehicle driven by a drunk woman, none other than Catalia. She was arrested and taken to the police station.
You stupid, crazy bitch!
I'm really sorry.
There's nothing there.
Because she appeared to be extremely drunk, the police had difficulty interrogating her and eventually placed her in a holding cell.
Christ's sakes.
At the same time, the police brought in a prisoner named Gennaro, who was temporarily held at the station.
I'm gonna miss you, Rizzo.
Sleep well.
On the other hand, Catalia, who had only pretended to be drunk to trick the police into placing her in a cell, prepared to carry out her plan. After unlocking her cell door, she slipped through the ventilation duct and exited into a restroom, where she knocked out a security guard. Catalia then went to Gennaro's holding cell and killed him. Before leaving, she painted her autograph, a Catalia flower, on his body. She then rushed back to her cell, securing her alibi just before the patrolling officers arrived. The next day, Catalia was released. An FBI agent named James Ross was assigned to investigate Gennaro's murder. Ross had previously investigated more than 20 murder cases, all committed by someone who left the same signature, a Catalia flower painted on each victim's body. By this time, Catalia had become an accomplished assassin, with Emilio acting as the intermediary who secured her contracts. With every murder she committed, she left her flower signature, hoping to attract Don Luis' attention so she could avenge her family. The scene then shifts to a CIA agent named Richard visiting Don Luis at his hideout, informing him of the series of murders committed by Catalia and warning him about the threat. Meanwhile, Emilio came to Catalia with a new contract. Her next target was a man named Woodgard. When Emilio finally finds out about Catalia's intentions and the fact that she has targeted people connected to Don Luis, he pleads with her to stop, so as not to put her life and family at risk. But Catalia refuses and is determined to continue her revenge.
Estúpida. We love you, Catalina.
After that, Catalia spends a night with her boyfriend Danny, during which she hides her true identity from him using the pseudonym Jennifer. Danny is a painter and wants to make Catalia the subject of his painting. The scene then shows Woodgard, a criminal kingpin, at his residence where there is a pond with sharks. That night, Catalia infiltrates Woodgard's house and kills all of his men, but she does not kill Woodgard right away. After drawing the Catalia flower on Woodgard's body, she lures him toward the shark pond using a flower. When Woodgard bends over the pond to pick up the flower, Catalia appears and shoots him in the leg. The splattered blood immediately attracts the sharks, which pull him into the water and prey on him. The next day, Agent Ross seems to find a breakthrough in the Gennaro murder case and realizes that Catalia, who was once taken to the police station in a drunken state, had only been pretending, since she often hid her face from CCTV cameras. On the other hand, Danny meets a friend at a cafe and shows him a photo of Catalia he had taken while she was sleeping. Out of curiosity, the friend decides to do a background check by sending the photo to one of his contacts in the police. Meanwhile, Agent Ross, who is working to identify the killer behind more than 20 unsolved murders, all marked with the Catalia orchid flower, gets a new lead from the photo of Catalia sent by Danny's friend. The police immediately tap Danny's cell phone and locate Catalia. Agent Ross checks her background and orders his team to arrest her.
We got it. There it is.
Okay, we got it. Just swat the location. Let's go!
Catalia, who is always on guard, quickly escapes when she discovers FBI troops have surrounded the apartment building. She grabs her gun, rushes out through the air vent, and flees.
Out here. Lock down this building. ASAP. Look everywhere!
Meanwhile, Don Lewis, who already knows Catalia is still alive, immediately orders Marco to kill her. Marco and his men arrive in the United States and track down Emilio's whereabouts, but fail to find Catalia. Without hesitation, Marco brutally kills Emilio and Catalia's grandmother. When Catalia tries to reach her uncle to hide from the police, she is devastated to find Emilio and her family massacred by Don Lewis men. Overwhelmed by anger and grief, she tracks down Agent Ross and visits him at his home.
Because this is already over.
Desperate, she threatens Ross, saying she will kill his wife and children if he refuses to help her.
Under it, I can't get over it, and you have to believe me, I have tried.
Try harder, Agent Ross. Now you know what you have to do. You're gonna go to a funeral every week.
Catalia then forces him to contact CIA agent Richard, who she knows has been protecting Don Lewis from the law in exchange for his cooperation with American authorities. Agent Ross, forced to comply, meets Richard in his office. When Richard refuses to reveal Don Lewis' whereabouts, Catalia threatens the safety of him and his family. Finally, Richard is compelled to reveal information about Don Lewis to Catalia. After getting the information she needs, Catalia prepares and flies to Colombia to avenge her family. Meanwhile, Don Lewis and his men, anticipating a counterattack, begin preparing for the drug lord's rescue mission. However, Catalia ambushes their base first. While Don Lewis is secured in a special room, Catalia manages to kill all of his men in a short time. Here, Catalia finally comes face to face with Marco, who had slaughtered her entire family. The two engage in a fierce battle, but Catalia ultimately kills Marco. Believing it is safe, Don Lewis rushes out of his hiding place to escape, vowing to take revenge on Catalia. He gets into a van to flee, but along the way receives a phone call from Catalia.
It's Catalina.
What were you expecting? I will find you, and I will kill you. And you know why? Because I will never be where you want me to be.
Thinking he has escaped, Don Lewis is shocked to discover specially trained attack dogs inside his vehicle. The dogs immediately pounce on him and tear his body to pieces. The film ends by showing Danny being interrogated by Agent Ross for his involvement with Catalia. When the FBI agent steps out for a moment, Danny receives a call from Catalia, who finally reveals her true identity to him. She calls from a payphone before boarding a bus back to the United States.